biggest PR machine, funded by you to the tune of £5.6 billion a year, is now at war with the President of the United States by fault of entirely their own incompetence.
The president has made it very clear that this is a leftist propaganda machine that is unfortunately subsidized by British taxpayers, and he thinks that's extremely unfortunate for the great people of the United Kingdom and Great Britain.
Bang on! The BBC, a so-called public service broadcaster, once a great bastion for some of the best journalism in the world, has turned into a taxpayer-funded propaganda department for the global liberal elite.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. You know, why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it.
Think about that. A sitting US president suing the BBC for doctoring his words. Can you imagine if Russia did that? It would be called out as fake news straight away. Foreign election interference, dare I say. This is the same BBC that tells you it's the world's most trusted news source. Trusted by who? Because it's certainly not the British public anymore.
The boss of the organisation, which remains, despite all the rows about bias, the most trusted news organisation in this country, perhaps also across the globe, has quit, along with the head of news.
Two resignations at the top, the Director General and the head of news gone. The fish rots from the head down, it seems. What is clear is that they have a real crisis of credibility.
I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as the CEO of BBC News and to work with our brilliant team of journalists. I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted news provider.
Oh, please! What Orwellian hellhole do we live in now, where we're expected to believe those blatant lies? Even Emily Maitlis, one of their former best and brightest, had some words for them.
The way it's been reworded is, you're being cheated by the BBC. They've got an ideological position and you are not getting the whole truth and the BBC is lying to you. Because the papers tend to all criticise the BBC, but they don't criticise each other. If the papers as one carry on telling the British public that they're being lied to, they can't trust the BBC is bent, the BBC is ideologically to the left, then people start believing it.
They love to pin this all on some sort of right-wing conspiracy. Like a rat backed into a corner, they will hurl anything in that direction, apart from take accountability for years of institutional rot.
These recent leadership changes are a response to the growing number of examples of bias in the BBC, one of which has resulted in a potential $1 billion lawsuit.
$1 billion lawsuit and a growing bias. That's what the licence fee is funding. Can you imagine telling someone from another country that we have a cravenly left-leaning state-funded media organisation that you could go to jail if you don't pay for?
I'm here to lead and support the BBC. I'm very, very proud of our journalists in this building.
Proud of what exactly? Doctoring quotes from a US president? Applauding death to the IDF chants at BBC events? You see, they've sold their soul to the devil of political correctness.
My message to the BBC, anything happens to me, BBC is responsible for it.
The documentary, which they aired to millions, turned out to have been narrated by the son of a senior Hamas official. And now, the one being endangered is him. Yet again, no accountability from the BBC. The BBC has spent years telling us that there's some sort of island of truth in a sea of misinformation, as Brendan O'Neill says. Well, the tide has gone out, and we can all see who's swimming naked.
I really think the institution is in the last chance saloon.
He's right. The BBC is in the last chance saloon. We are forced to pay £174 a year for an institution that lectures lies, sneers at us. They've become exactly what they claim to expose, an echo chamber for groupthink and self-importance. And they blame the far right, the other companies trying to take them down, anyone but themselves. All people want is a BBC that reflects the majority of Britain, not the vocal minority. Will Trump be the one to bring the BBC back to what it was, or will he destroy it entirely?